罗维兹被称为是20世纪最具影响力的女摄影师。
她曾经拍过很多的名人，像是当年丹尼摩尔震惊全球的大肚的裸照照片，你记得吗？就是她的得意作品。
透过她的镜头，您也能看到名人不一样的一面。
I don't think that name is big enough. I was having a big argument with the curator. I said, this is not big enough. I need, I think it should be a lot larger. I'm very upset about that. I'm Annie Leibovitz, and this is my show, A Photographer's Life, 1990 to 2005. Come on. It harkens back to when I first started photography, and I was a student at the San Francisco Art Institute, and the kind of photography that I was taught was, Robert Frank, Cartier-Bresson. It was kind of personalized reportage. And again, it's this idea of letting things unfold in front of you, things that you're not trying to control, they just happen. And you're just documenting it, really. And it's done with 35mm camera, black and white, and it's just, and I know black and white very well, and I don't think about it, so I just aim the camera, and take pictures. I remember I worked with her when she was working on the Stanley Kubrick film, and her skin was translucent because Stanley Kubrick told her she could not go out into this daylight. She and Tom Cruise were there for like over a year, doing this film, and it was, so by the time I photographed her, it was almost like you could see through her skin. It was translucent. She's so ethereal and beautiful, and such a really, such a good actor again. And I like the idea that when you work with someone like Nicole Kidman, you're going to see her again, and you sort of build on that. I remember there was a shoot with Jim Carrey, and I already had the shoot sort of designed. I wanted to do a sort of takeoff on Francis Bacon, and he's such a physical actor, Jim Carrey. And he came in and he just said, he just looked like, he looked blank. He just looked, and I could tell he just didn't want, the worst thing that happens with comedians is people always want them to be funny in pictures. And they just, what does that mean, be funny? We don't know what that means. So I said, I really, you don't have to do anything today, really. We're really doing nothing. I love architecture, and I wanted to always see Philip Johnston's house, and I just photographed him, and he said, oh, sure, you're welcome to come by, just make an appointment, blah, blah, blah. So I made an appointment, and I was going by, and I was surprised that he was there. I didn't expect him to be there. I wasn't planning on visiting with him, and I think he was really upset that I was more interested in the house than in him. This is one of those trips that I did under contract to the Condé Nast Traveler magazine, and that I was told that I was going to photograph the Queen of Jordan, and so I said, well, I have to go to Petra. And they said, oh, no, we did that last year. I said, no, I'm going to Petra. So I got over to Jordan, and the King and the Queen set up a whole magical trip to Petra for me. And Susan always wanted to go to Petra, so she came along on this trip. And when we got to the entrance, I really just placed Susan there for scale. This is one of Susan's favorite books as a child was Halliburton's Marvels of the World, and it was like the Seven Wonders of the World. And so I placed Susan in the photograph just for scale to show this entrance. And after she died, I went looking for a picture of her for a memorial book that we were going to give out at her memorial service. And I found this picture, and of course, it means something else. Susan loved life and loved history, loved architecture, loved art. She just so it's sort of a beckoning picture into life.